This is the plaintiff, Linda Mister. She says she and the defendant used to be best friends, and she took her under her wing when she was getting out of an abusive relationship. She ended up purchasing a car from her, and her one-time friend stole it from her. That's right. She cried for 3 days because she couldn't believe the defendant would do this to her. After all they'd been through, she's suing for $2,500, the amount she's out. This is the defendant, Virginia Hadley Stewart. She says she was the one who took the plaintiff under her wing, not the other way around. She did sell her a car, but the plaintiff never paid for it. She got tired of waiting around for the money, so she took the car back. The woman treated it like a garbage can. It was in terrible shape. Their friendship's also in terrible shape, and she can't believe she's being sued today by her. She's accused of stealing a friendship away.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff helped the defendant out, which is her former best friend, after she got out of an abusive relationship and she bought a car from the defendant and the defendant stole it back. But the defendant says the plaintiff didn't pay for the car, so yeah, she took it back. It's the case of I was your healer and you were my stealer.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Mister, you and the defendant have been friends for how long?
It's about 1.5 years now.
Okay. And how did you two meet?
She were going through some a situation, abusive situation with her boyfriend, and I let her come and stay with me.
Yeah, but how did you meet? Like, in other words, like somebody didn't just show up at your house to live with you. Like, how
Okay, just like on a passerby.
Okay.
I was going out one day and I seen her and we went to talking.
Okay.
And we became friends.
All right.
And the more she would come to my house, I would see different marks and stuff on her.
Okay.
And the more we began to talk about it, because I've been abused, and the more we began to talk about it, she did let me know that her significant other was fighting her. And one morning she showed up at my house about 7 o'clock in the morning, all bruised up and stuff, and we've been together ever since.
All right. What ended up happening with the case?
He went to jail.
Okay. I just wanted some closure.
Yeah, went to jail.
All right. At some point, she has a car. She's selling the car. She sells it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she sells it to you for how much?
$3,000.
All right. By the way, this is a terrible idea. I just want everyone listening
Yes,
to
it
sound
was.
a very bad idea. You never sell a car to someone you know, especially not someone you love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just it's the recipe for disaster to sell a 2006 used car to someone you love. Just never do it, okay? Because you will lose the person you sold it to, period. All right, so in any event, she sells it to you for $3,000. How much do you put down?
Put down $1,100.
May I please see the contract that you enter into with her? Is that the original or a copy in his hands? It's a copy. Do you have the original?
No.
Where's the original?
I just copied that because the original is kind of like, it was all.
Yeah, that's the one I want to see. Always bring an original to court. This is fine,
Okay.
but this says you paid $1,000
Yeah, but his-
down. It doesn't say $1,100.
Okay, that was for the month of August, right? I also gave her $100.
Well, yeah, can I see proof that you paid $100 in August? Because the next thing you provide as proof after that is a payment in September 1st. And
Okay.
this contract is signed August 20th.
Okay.
While she's looking for that, let me ask you a question. She says she paid you $100 in September for the car, $100 in October, and then in February, $150, and $100 in March. Do you acknowledge receiving those sums?
Yes.
Okay. What happened to November, December,
She
and
was
January?
currently moving, so she didn't have the money to pay me. So I said that it was okay. You know, don't worry about it, because she couldn't. She was going. You know, I paid for her to be moved too. So, but she didn't have the money to pay me. So
So you told her don't worry about it.
don't worry about it right now. When you get caught up,
Okay,
then we can
so,
worry about it then.
So then November, December, and January are not considered behind because you gave her permission not to pay those.
Right.
Then February comes and she pays $150, which is $50 more. So that counted towards part of March. And then in March, what she should have paid was $50, but what she paid was $100, so that counts towards part of April. What happened? Why did you take the car back?
She hadn't paid any of the car insurance payments. Zero. None. She was supposed to also, car payment was supposed to be paid, which was the $100, and then it was $62.82, I believe, for the insurance, which she never paid one payment. Our agreement
Okay, now
also
your
was,
version of that is that you weren't paying insurance. Why wouldn't you have to pay insurance?
No, I had told her to let me get the insurance in my name.
Yeah, but she can't. But the car's in her name, so if you get
No, I didn't pay
garbage
insurance.
it comes out of her pocket. So if she wants to put the insurance in her name, why aren't you just paying her?
She just told me about the insurance in March, because at first it was like, KK, don't worry about what she calls me, KK. KK, don't worry about the insurance. So when I went to her before, because she had felt on hard times, I said, well, Jeannie, I said, well, let me take up my insurance, let me pay for my insurance. She was like, no, you don't have to pay for an insurance.
Okay, does anybody have what they're saying in writing? In other words, do you have her saying
No.
you don't have to pay for it? Do you have you demanding the insurance payment because you were paying it every month for her?
Right.
So
But
do
it was
you
our
have
agreement.
any evidence
No.
that you had
Nope.
billed her and she wasn't paying it?
No, it's
So
just our
what
agreement.
really happened?
Right, there's
So
no
what
proof.
really happened though? I don't understand it. You guys are such good friends and you're covering her in her time of need. She's covering you in your time of need, and then all of a sudden, whoop, you take the car. Why? What happened?
We ended up, my girlfriend saw her, and the agreement was don't let anybody else drive the car as long as it was her, it was okay, you know. I mean, we were friends. And then she's calling me to tell me that there's guys driving the car, then there was 2 guys driving the car. Well, that's not cool because it was just supposed to be her, which was fine with me. And then, you know, we have witnesses seeing her on, well, she wasn't even in the car at one point. And that was enough. I had had enough. If they crash, it's one thing. If it was her, we're friends.
Well,
so it
did
would
you
be
tell her
different.
that? And tell her don't
She
let
knew
anybody-
that. She knew that there was nobody else to drive that car. She knew that.
How did she know that?
And she also, because I told her that.
Okay.
I'm not sure where it got left in
So what
translation.
happened then? You went and got the car because she let someone else drive it?
Right, but there's still 2 payments that were missing. I'm not sure when they were. I didn't keep
Well, you
that
have to
great
know
of
when they
records.
are because, you repossessed a car.
Right.
So you're going to have to explain what justifies repossessing it. If somebody's $1 behind, that's a breach of a contract. It's not a substantial breach of a contract. And so I have to find that the contract was substantially breached to allow you to repossess the car. You understand what I'm saying? Where's the car right now?
Outside.
Oh, outside of here?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So you didn't sell the car. You were under the impression she'd sold the car.
She had it online for sale.
Okay, all right. But it hasn't been sold.
No.
All right. So do you ever call her before you take the car from her?
I had texted her and said, when are you going to pay your car insurance? Because I'm done carrying you, was the exact text message I had sent her.
What propelled you to do that? Because you had been carrying her just fine until then.
It was
and
like
not
an
only did you
unspoken.
not bill her and not insist on her paying you, ever, since August, but you also, on top of the fact that she hadn't been paying you, let her slide for November, December, and January. So I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't let her slide for November, December, and January.
No, you tack it to the end. I
Right.
understand. I mean, she still had to come up with
She
the
had to pay
3,100.
that.
No, I got
Correct.
that. But you don't act like a person who feels she's in arrears. So I'm trying to figure out why everything blew up. So when you text her and say to her, you're going to have to start paying me for the insurance.
Is when I found out somebody else was driving the car.
Okay, can I see the text between you two? When you took the car, did you tell her? You didn't tell her, hey, I'm going to take the car. You just took the car, right?
No, the reason
okay,
why
now
I
there
took
was
the car-
stuff inside of the car, right?
Yes, and I still have all her stuff.
And what day did you take the car?
I'm not sure.
Do you know?
April 13th, and I just made a payment April 1st.
Okay, so I see text. She says she's with the police. You say, good, tell them where the title is. I guess you meant with you.
Correct.
And how many payments you are behind and send them to my house. How many payments do you say she was behind at that point?
Currently, I would have said 3.
But you can't because you let her slide and tack
But there's
to the
3
end.
payments that she didn't. There's
So
3
which
payments.
are they?
The only payment that she was able to slide on was the month that she moved, which would have been in November, whenever we moved her.
No, I asked you that 5 minutes ago. And that is not what you said 5 minutes ago. I wrote down what you said 5 minutes ago, which was she was going through a hard time, so I told her, don't worry about it. And then I kept going with how many payments she said, and you never told me that you considered her 3 payments behind. You took the car because, according to you, your friend told you that other people were driving it.
That and the fact that the car had been into an accident. The whole front clip on the car is like ripped off.
What happened to the car?
There's nothing wrong with the car.
And the inside
I'm sorry, do you have a
fender well.
picture of the car showing that it's been in an accident?
No, I don't have it on my phone.
Was the car in an accident, yes or no?
No. Week after she took it from me, she put it right online for sale and said it was in excellent condition.
On April 13th, you write, you know what? I don't need the trouble. You can have the car back, but you need to catch up your payments and car insurance. Where are you at? Something bad was going on in your life because she's saying it's stay strong, I'm praying for you and all this other.
My father is diagnosed with cancer. And
I'm so sorry. How many payments, according to you, did she let slide? Which, just means tack to the end. How many, according to you?
It was the $50 and the $100. So right now I owed her $150.
So you're saying that by April you owed $150?
By April I owed her $100.
No, 150 or 100? What is
100.
it? See, you're very relaxed about this too. If this were a bank, you'd be paying on the first, you know,
Right.
like when it's owed.
Right. And I told her I was willing to give it to her, and she's told me that she wasn't trying to take the car from me, that we can discuss it, but it never came around to a time that we were able to discuss it.
So what happened? She just ghosted after April?
She just goes to change the phone number and everything. The only way I got her number is because she had intended to give it to someone else at a store that I go to, and they gave it to me. And I was constantly calling and texting. She never would respond.
On April 28th, I miss you so much. I'm sorry for everything. You were right about everything. Wow. What's your game plan?
So is it a good idea to buy and sell a car and other stuff to a really good friend?
I say no.
Why?
Because, I don't know, if something goes wrong, then you're stuck with it and your best friend can't take it back.
That's fair enough, but you also know a friend better than a stranger you buy from.
Yes, you know them, but you don't know the car, what it's going to do in the future. So if it's a good car now, but then it breaks down later.
Hard feelings.
Yes, absolutely.
You get the last word.
I think really you should keep your friendships together and buy stuff from other people, just so then you don't
Put a wall there.
Yes.
Gotcha. Going inside the courtroom.
What happened to this friendship? What's your game plan with this? Like what?
I don't know.
Because I see you back and forth on these texts.
We were very close. We were very
not only
close.
were you very close, you were even close after the car taking.
Yes, we were.
Like there was still all this. So do you have so many good friends that you can just throw one away and it doesn't matter? And
Right now it's just centered around my dad, and she knows that I'm a very big daddy's girl. My dad was just diagnosed, so I'm with my parents 24/7 right now. I just don't.
So what's your game plan? Because at one point it was, okay, let's catch up and then I'll give you the car back. And what happened with that?
That's
Why didn't that happen?
just the more we heard from people in the street, I guess, when we found out who was driving the car, it was like a trust issue for me. Like I thought that she knew better not to let nobody else drive the car, and then when I was finding out that it was okay for her because we were friends, but to let somebody else drive it was really just kind of like behind my back, and I didn't appreciate it, and she knew that.
All right. And then you were also suing for $900 amount spent on car. What do you mean?
No, I really want my car back. Really. I don't know how Jeannie's going to deal with that. I just really want my car back. But I had just bought new mirrors and stuff to put on each side of the car. I had just bought that for the car. I had just got ball joints put on it. She knows I had just got it registered, just got it inspected. That she even says it's on the when she's trying to sell the car, newly inspected, because I had just had it done. It doesn't really matter because I love Jeannie. I really do. I love her. I love her parents. Love me. I love her parents, and I know they're questioning our friendship. What's going on right now? I know they are because her dad loves me to death, and I just want things to be done fairly with no hardship or no problems between us behind it. Because I miss her. That was my friend.
Well, here's what's going to happen. I have some concerns about the fact that you repossessed the car. I hear what you are saying. I don't think it's wise to order you to return the car to her and order her to just catch up. I don't think it's good to put you two in that position that you two put yourselves in.
Right.
I'm gonna exercise better judgment than the two of you. I'm certainly not gonna order her to pay you back everything you've paid into the car. That's silly. You drove the car since August of last year.
Okay.
I'm gonna order the repayment of a portion of that money because I kind of feel like the breach here, there's a little bit of breach on her part and there's a little bit of breach on your part. And I don't think that at the time you repossessed the car that it was appropriate to repossess it. I'm going to explain why. I don't think that you ever made clear that you expected since last August the insurance payments. I think you were covering that. I don't think you ever really made clear that December and January was something you expected, because I see a receipt that the two of you wrote in February saying, here's February's payment. It doesn't say, oh, and by the way, you're behind 2 payments. In fact, it's obvious that you were letting all 3 months slide, because as I read this receipt, what it says is, I, Linda K. Mister, paid a total of $150 for the car payment for February and partial payment of March, and the balance due March 1st is $50, and you signed that. I don't know why it descended to this, but it did. And so this is the part of my job where I do a little rough justice. First of all, I'm ordering, and we'll make those arrangements now, for everything that was in the contents of the vehicle to be transferred to the plaintiff, and we'll make those arrangements with Officer McIntosh in a moment. I am also going to order Ms. Hadley Stewart. I'm going to look at the time she had the car, assess, call it a rental, essentially, and order you to return part of the money back. I'm ordering you to return back half of that, $720, because she's lost now all her equity in the car. I'm ordering you to return back half of the $1,450, $725. Verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks.
So the plaintiff will get back half of what she paid. Ms. Hadley Stewart, how do you feel about this?
I'm okay with it.
You think it's fair enough? You
It's
okay?
fair enough, yep.
The judge was using her
Yeah.
rough justice, as she called it?
Yeah. Seeing how I didn't really know, like have everything, all my affairs in order, I guess.
Yeah, we never got a clear answer. What about this friendship? Has it forever been ruptured, or are you still open to
No,
what?
we just haven't talked. You know, I guess maybe it's something we should have talked over or we should have contacted each other, but I just have not had the time.
But are you amenable to that or not?
No, I talked to KK. We were friends for a very long time.
And you're willing to at least talk to her in the
Yeah.
future?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, good luck to you.
Thank
okay?
you.
Sorry for what you've been through. All right. Miss Mister? It's kind of cool to say that, Miss Mister. You're going to get half of it back. So, you know, we never heard where the car got damaged. You said it wasn't damaged while it was with you?
Never damaged.
Never damaged.
Never damaged.
Interesting. So what are you going to do at this point? Use that to get another car,
I'm
obviously.
gonna use that to get another car, and I think I'm gonna eliminate their friendship.
Think so?
Because if it was a friendship at first, it would have never went this far.
All right. Well, I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank
you very much. Okie dokes. Harvey?
Okay, you know, there are so many people who think that somebody doesn't pay for something you sell them, you can just repossess it. It ain't true. You need what they call a lien, which is something probably in writing, by the way, that says that you have that right to take it back if they don't pay. If you don't have a lien, your only recourse is to sue. And if you do have a lien, you have to say what steps you go through for repossession.